This is Goof Shoes on the map Mansion by Humanball. This got submitted for a re-review after Group 1 had it, and I'm here to check it out now. This map overall is pretty interesting. It's blocked out, which means that some people might have difficulty grasping what's going on, I guess, since the visuals aren't particularly distinct yet. But here's the outside. Phantom spawns up here and gets a drop-down exit to this level here, and then this level down here. Now this area doesn't have a little fucking... Is that like a helicopter? That's adorable. Okay. So, phantoms have two options to exit their spawn, basically. They can drop down from anywhere up here, which is good. It means that they have a lot of options. You can't mega jump up this. Okay, just making sure. Definitely can't. Okay. It actually probably takes some fucking fall damage, I think. Anyway, now the actual areas that they drop down into aren't super great, though. The drop-down spawns I like as an idea, because I'm actually using it myself, but the places they get to go need some work. This entrance is pretty good. I like dropping down straight to here. That's good. And it's basically the best spawn phantoms can do, because their other one is into here. Now, one, you can ZZ space out of here. You don't even need to XZ space. You can totally ZZ space right up to this ledge here. So that needs to get fixed. Needs to. That would break the map. That would break the fuck out of the map. So that's not optional. This needs to be, like, changed up so that you can't jump from here up to there. Just removing this part, anything really. XZ space could get up from here to up there, just from this platform height, so I would even just remove this. Now, the last time I saw this map, there was a door over here, and that's not there anymore. I think it's really weird. Also, ghosts or attacking players can go sit back here and snipe people coming out of the spawn. That's really bad. I would just push the... First, if this area is going to stay but have no door, put another exit on this side. So that I can drop down and face that way or that way, and then put a wall right in the middle of it. So that I can exit this way too. If not, then just push this all the way up to here. Push this wall up to this to be flush with this thing, and just not even have this whole area that's completely pointless. Now, granted, I think there should be more exits from phantom spawns. There needs to be a lot of exits from spawns. You need a lot of options so that you can flank spawn trappers, which is something this map is struggling with a bit. Phantoms can also drop in here, but that doesn't mean very much because they're just going back through the same area anyway. It really isn't that valuable. And plus, someone sitting in that corner can see the transfer through here. Which means that Phantom's most valuable exit is over here. Is through this area. From their spawn, anyway. Now, the interior of the mansion is pretty solid. The actual layout within the map, not counting the spawns, is pretty good. These corners are a little concerning. I feel like generally the map just has a lot of space that needs to be opened up a bit more. And this is coming from somebody who prefers fast, active maps. Like this wall here, this whole spot, this stuff, could totally be opened up. Put some cover here, some standing height cover. Excuse me, some standing height cover to use. in the way of this area, so that this isn't so cramped. Because a KSG from this corner to that corner could probably one-shot, honestly. It would take a little bit of good luck, but it would totally happen. Fucking KS-23 or double barrel? Absolutely, no questions asked. You could totally one-shot someone from here to there. So from the absolute corners, the farthest sight line available on this floor, you can still one-shot someone with a shotgun. That's not good. It's not good for gameplay to have it be so heavily populated with one-hit kills. Now, this is partially at fault due to Phantom Force's kind of unbalanced shotguns. That this really does need opening up. Last time I saw this map, I suggested that it be scaled up by about 20 to 30%. And then Humanball provided the idea of putting in a lot of windows and openings in rooms. And that hasn't really happened. So, like, this wall should have some kind of openings in it. Same here. Openings here. There's a good bit of cover in this room. I'd put another standing piece of cover over here, especially if you're factoring in the openings in the walls. It means that had a long day at work today. The openings means that the map is generally, it breathes better. You have more options for movement as well as more options for attacking. When you're restricted to really tight doorways like these for certain entrances into areas, that means that the map can get stuck on choke points. If you played Metro in Battlefield 3, that map is fucking legendary for choke points. Highway Lots tunnel section between fucking Dome and the other building, whatever the fuck it's called. That little tunnel between them with Hill, that area is a horribly tight choke point. And that's, in some ways, more open than some of the areas on this map. So, like I said, scale it up 20-30%, add some windows and openings. Now, keep in mind that the more openings and windows you have, the more options people have to peek from, which means that a point like this can be very difficult to push and capture from someone. So you want to restrict it to maybe 1 or 2 windows facing the point. And you can either do this by having a large window to give a lot of, like, 2 sides to peek from, and then this whole area where you could be prone below. But then you have to take time popping up, and that can be kind of slow in Phantom Forces unless you have good movement and just sprint over it. But then you're a little bit more vulnerable because you're right back on the point. Or by having one rather small window, where a person can peek in and out really quickly, but you can predict very easily where they're going to peek from. These are options for Humanball to explore. I think there is merits to both. I think this should be opened. There should be some kind of room going through here. Oh, I see. Fuck. No, I sound like a dumbass. I did walk around this map a lot before I did this review. It can when things are blocked out, they can blend into each other a little bit, so I apologize for that. I don't like this corner. There's merits to camping. This isn't how I would suggest doing it. Sorry, I've got some messages in Slack and Discord going on, so I'm trying to balance these things. Yeah, I think this little block here should be opened up in some way. And this needs some windows to this area, and Phantom Spawn need to be less restrictive. I would add some other exit even around this area for Phantoms. This long hallway is pretty rough too. Oh right, this ladder's here, so having an exit for Phantoms means they can just skip this whole point and go right down. That changes things. Another problem though is this ladder. This is a new addition and it's a good addition, but it has problems, mainly that I can just sit right here and nothing coming up can do anything about it. Right there, right here, although I'm vulnerable from over there. And same goes for someone sitting down here. If I'm right here, people coming down the ladder have some problems, especially because of how Phantom Forces ladders work, where you can get stuck trying to get down. So a tight room like this with no options at a ladder is not great. This floor is pretty solid, generally. I like this floor more than the first one, but the teal floor is my favorite one. This floor is good because it has all these openings. Look at how much nicer this floor looks and feels because of these windows and shit. This is what all the floors should feel like flow-wise. They don't have to look the same, but the flow that comes from these changes is great. This is what you're looking for. Now, even this area is a bit tight, but because of these walls and shit and windows, it's actually a little bit more open than it seems. Now, that being said, it is still tight, and it needs to be scaled up. Fortunately, because this map is blocked out, scaling things up and down is super easy. Well, compared to a fully built map. Shit like this would break, but, I mean, that's an easy fix. Doorways would be a little bit bigger, but doorways should be big anyway. This room is fine, I guess. These corners, this corner right here is problematic. I think this door should be moved, like, over here. Yeah, I would move this desk over here, put this door here, and then stick a window in the wall right here. So you can see into this doorway. I think that's a better idea. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to fucking walk everywhere. So the review is a little bit tedious. I really need to hammer home how much this needs some scaling up, though. I know that it might look unnatural to have such wide hallways, but I don't really care how realistic or good a map looks if it plays bad, and hallways this tight will play bad. You can super jump up this, so that should get fixed. You could even probably do that dolphin dive, space X jump, whatever, from here. I don't even remember how to do that anymore, because I've just been using Mega Jump up there, so that should get raised. You can just raise this up, basically, and then put some kind of slant going up to it. Same goes for this. Plus, these both get funneled through here, so there isn't really much point to having two of them, because you all go through the same doorway anyway, into this tight-ass room. This is fucked. This room is not good. This isn't okay. You have two major exits getting funneled through here, and this is melee hell. This room, you can get from this side to there in less than a second, sprinting with a 15 speed melee, which means anything in here dies. This is going to be a spin-to-win fucking bullshit house. So I would literally just remove this room and make it an open area, with a little bit of cover instead, and have this be a whole wall to drop down on. Push this wall back a bit. Probably to, like, take this wall, put it more to here or something, and fill some cover in there. So now, but that being said, there's only two ways down from the, not the top floor, but I guess the red floor. What the fuck is the floor? There's just, yeah, I'll just call this the red floor. There's only two ways down. There's that really choky, rough ladder and this ramp, which is pretty easily held. So that still needs some fixing. Rule of threes is a great rule for map making, and that applies here. Everything else on this floor is pretty okay. I like this stuff. Now, unfortunately, I'm not really going to be able to do a summary at the end of this video because I'd have to walk back through the entire map. So we'll just have to jump around as you're working. I apologize. This room, I think I covered this one because this door and desk need to be switched. And there's a couple exits from this floor. One of them, I believe, is over here. Yep. And I think there's another one over this way. But I'm not going to remember until I fucking get here. It's going to take forever. Yeah, I was right. This tight hallway is probably not very good, especially with an important exit down there, and also the hill is right here. So I would reevaluate having just these 2 ramps. Again, rule of 3 for map making. 2 isn't very great. Now, this is my favorite floor in the map. Can you guess why? It's because it's open. Because there's a lot of great cover design here. Having shit like this, where I was talking about having an open window where you can peek onto a point and have, this, like here. This is a perfect example. This spot right here is exactly how I think some of those openings I'm suggesting should be handled. You have a wall right here, and the cover ends right at this wall. So you know that someone's going to peek, most likely from here. Basically, this is a 50-50 right here, and then they have this to prone behind. This is awesome. This is how most of the covers should be approached. Some kind of design like this, or similar to it. This one is the other way you could do it, where you can come from both sides, and that's also fine. I like this too. This floor is great. It's by far the best of the map. But it's not without its issues, mostly because you can get down to ghost spawn real quick. Ramp there, ramp here. It's pretty fast. Especially for a player with their melee out and gliding through this area. That's a short run. I think there should be a door somewhere on this side that goes into here. Yeah, this just takes that ramp down to Ghost Spawn. To open up this floor a little bit more. The point is basically this map needs to just be opened up more. This looks like a recipe for fuckery. This little hole, I don't like that. Sitting prone in here and just popping up and being a jackass. Yeah, I would. That needs reconsidering. This you can sprint slide off of and go fucking real fast. Same with cover like this. Most of the cover in this is one problem I have with this map. One of many, but although I still like it, is that sprint sliding. I don't really know what it's called. I don't know all the comp names for things. If you're sprinting and then you slide as you mantle something, sprint, slide vault. Fucking slide vaulting, that's what it's called. I'm an idiot. Alright. Slide vaulting gives you this fucking crazy boost of momentum. You probably fly from here to out here in a second or less. It's fast as shit. You move super quick. Meaning that a player with good movement can get anywhere on this map insanely fast. I don't think people realize how quickly a good player will be able to navigate this map. I mentioned it before in the Discord, and I think it got overlooked. That's a big deal. Oh, I see where there's no door. Nothing on the side of this, because there's a ramp here. Okay. This room... I don't know what's going to happen with this. I can't tell, because it's blocked out. I don't know if these are going to be, like, breakable and you can stand here or something. Like, I don't know. So I really don't have anything to say on that for now. It's just, I don't know what it's going to be. This room obviously breaks the rule of 3, so that's a little bit concerning because it's probably going to be a pretty high traffic point considering you've got the other entrance to the green floor going up from here. So there's going to be a lot of people sitting right there, peeking out of this door to watch this ramp. So I would move this doorway over here. Have this, or even not have this room at all, and this is some kind of foyer section, or even move the room to here, and then have this go over through, have this, like, room here, or just be one large room. So you come down, and there's a whole open doorway here. Maybe two open, like double doorways. Removing this wall so that the room starts here instead. Along this edge, or pushed back a little bit. Probably just right here, because then someone could just sit at the corner and shoot someone who comes through. And you have a sort of a nice open combat section that would extend back to here and exit through towards the ramp into Ghost Spawn. Now, ghosts have a pretty shitty spawn on this map, all things considered, because it's inside the map. They don't have the advantage of a one-way exit out of their spawn, which is a bit concerning. Now, the area itself is pretty cool. It's got these SWAT vans and spawn inside them. Lily or Lithy mentioned that these are totally gonna fuck with the momentum bug where people get blasted into the sky. So I would just push these ramps all the way down so you can exit them safely. You just sprint out. There's a little ledge. And there really isn't a lot of variety in the spawns. You just have this one room, and then it's just the different exits you have. Now, the amount of exits that ghosts have is a pretty good thing, because you have this ramp here, you have the ramp over there, then you have this one over here as well. Where the fuck does that one go? 'Cause that one comes up through here. Where the fuck does this other spawn ramp go? Over here. This goes... Is this not the other ramp? Is this not what I thought it was? Oh, this is the one I was saying was super close to this. Yeah, so ghosts have 3 exits to their spawn. There's your rule of 3. That's pretty good, but because it's a spawn, I would even add a 4th one. You really want to have that open. So, since I've gone through the map and pinned my complaints on each thing, I'm going to do a summary of my general thoughts this time, and just point on the big targets. The big targets with this map is making it more open. The whole idea is to add a lot more open sightlines and open spaces. A specialized map is not a good map. The reason being that if your map is specialized, you are knowingly handicapping certain playstyles just because you want to. Now, this can make gameplay more interesting by changing it up. Okay, this map is just going to be fast-paced for 15 minutes. But as we've seen with Mirage, a lot of people don't like that shit, where you force a gameplay option. Now, some people argue that Mirage doesn't force you into anything, but it's pretty obvious that if you take a shotgun on Mirage, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. If you're not using a sniper, you're handicapping yourself, or a long-range DMR, or a really stable assault rifle, LMG, PDW. I've used the Sterling on Mirage and done very well. But probably not as well as I would have done with a sniper. So, specializing maps kind of conflicts with the goal of map design, which is to make a map that is versatile and can let any player enjoy themselves. You don't want to restrict what certain people can do. You don't want to tell someone that you don't get to play the way you want to right now, so long as it's within the rules of the game. So, specializing a map means that you're kind of going against certain ideas of map design that are pretty critical to how that should work. So, that being said, this map needs to be scaled up and opened up. Now, I originally said just scale up the fucking map, 50%. But Humanball said stick in some windows, and I said, alright, well, here's our compromise. You put in the open windows and more doorways, but scale it up 20 or 30% instead. I think that is crucial to the success of this map. the layout changes I suggested, besides the spawn exits, that shit might not even need to happen or be considered if the map is scaled up, and just have the windows and openings provided on every level. Especially red floor. And pulling references from cover like this. Otherwise, I particularly like this map. This is one that I would enjoy playing on as is, but that's because it caters to the way I play, typically. I'm happy to see a blocked out map. I know some reviewers don't like working with blocked out maps, but this is what I prefer, personally, because it means I can focus on what I know best, which is layouts, because I can't fucking build to save my life. So there's my thoughts on the map. Like I said, I like this, otherwise I think it's pretty solid. I think those changes I mentioned are extremely important, but otherwise it's very good. And there's some things that any map designer can pull from for reference, especially the one-way spawn exits and cover design like this. This is good shit. This has been Goof Shoes reviewing Mansion by Humanball. Thank you to whoever else stumbled upon this, and thank you to Humanball for taking the time to sit through this. I look forward to the next time this map comes through the system, and eventually when it's got its full visual detail done. And I can start seeing what it's going to look like, too. I'm really interested in how this is going to visually come together. So, until then, peace.